If you're watching this video, you have recently taken delivery of your Rawr Mantis X, or maybe you're going to soon, or who knows, maybe you're just curious about the bike in general. I've distilled a month and a half of ownership of this bike down to about hopefully 8 minutes. So without any further ado, let's get to know your This is the Rawr Mantis X. A dirt bike that for some reason feels a little too self-aware. $7,500 watts of raw power, enough to make you question why you'd ever need that much. But then again, why not? Alright, so you just got your Rawr Mantis X, and you're probably not wondering, hey, what are some of the quirks of this bike? But I'm going to tell you anyways, right out of the get-go, so you know exactly what you're doing, and this bike becomes a part of you just a little bit quicker than it became a part of me. First off, one thing you'll notice is the bike has a boot-up time. Before that comes on, if you're like me and you're antsy to start riding that thing, you'll start rolling, maybe start pushing, maybe you're on a hill and you'll let yourself roll. You won't be able to start using the throttle until this ready indicator comes on, and it will not come on if you're rolling. The same thing's true for if you release the kickstand. The bike has a sensor, so if the kickstand is down, it is not going to be ready to ride. The throttle won't work. Another little quirk of this bike is this front brake cable here. It squeaks, and it's kind of annoying. It's not the worst thing in the world, but you're gonna wanna get some grease. I have some general purpose grease lapped up a little bit onto my finger, applied it around the area, compressed the forks a few times to get it on the inside of that housing shell, and now the squeak is completely gone. I may have to reapply at some point in the future, but it's been a week and I haven't had any other problems. Another quirk is the battery. I'm not talking about the range or the power, but simply charging the battery. The indicator light will show that it's at 100% from as early as, I think, 60%, which makes it basically useless for our purposes of tracking the charge state of the battery. So what you're gonna wanna do is, when you get off your bike, mentally clock the percentage that you're at. Say you wanna get to 100%, then that's easy. You just let it charge to full. But if you wanna just get to 80, or if it's the winter and you might not be riding it for a month, you want to leave it at 65%. Well, what you can do is use this basic math. It will give you about 10% in 30 minutes. The other part of this quirk is the battery charger itself. It gets really hot. Maybe I'm being pedantic, maybe it's not something you need to worry about, but if you're like me, leave it in the window with a fan on it. That might make you feel a little bit more comfortable. These tires stock? Wow. And the suspension's quite good. The KKE feels really plush. Hell, even the kickstand is pretty beefy. Now let's go see what this can do on a jump. I went on a group ride the other day with some other Sur-Ron, E-Ride Pro, Talaria XXX havers, and I was able to keep up just fine. The seat's quite comfortable. All the parts are great. Cool. I love riding this thing. I'm out almost every other day at this point. One of the most talked about things with this bike is the price point, being the cheapest in its class, quoted at just under $3,000. Really, after tax, that gets you close to $3,400. It's definitely a step in the right direction. And one of the most attractive things about this kind of e-bike mobility at this class is that price point. where you're not having to pay for a license, pay for all the insurance costs, especially if you're living in a big city when insurance is extremely expensive. Hot take, I think the $3,400 number after tax is still a little high. I would love to see an EV tax credit for folks looking to use this kind of transportation as well. Similar to how you see the $7,500 tax credit for EV, folks buying $90,000 cars and getting $7,500 off. That's great for them and a step in the right direction ecologically. But I think making that a similar benefit for folks who are buying at this price point would be really appealing as well. And I hope to see something like that in the future.
Next time on C-Bike.
So if you've clocked the Async A1 Pro as one of the bikes you potentially want to purchase, you probably have a lot of questions. And while I can't answer all of them, I aim to answer one really important one. Will the Async A1 Pro survive a trip to the farmer's market?